I want to bring you to Egypt now, where more riots are taking place in Cairo. Protesters right now are clashing with police who are firing tear gas into the crowds. Now, remember yesterday, Egypt tried to ban protests after thousands took to the street to demonstrate against President Hosni Mubarak, who has led that country since 1981. He's well into his 80s himself right now. But we want to get some perspective from our Cairo bureau chief, Mahmoud Qasim. He joins us now on the phone live from Cairo. The pictures look amazing. It looks like there are thousands in the street right now. What's the reality, Mahmoud?
The reality at the moment is that the police presence is probably greater than the actual protesters. This morning, when I went around downtown, there were police trucks on every corner filled with security forces. In the last hour, however, there was an outbreak of clashes between the police and the lawyers syndicate, and the police used tear gas to disperse the crowds, and they actually charged the crowds with their batons. So there is still, that's died down a bit, but there's still small sporadic protests going on.
Now, there was a lot of anticipation that Egypt would have some sort of spillover from the public protests elsewhere in North Africa in the wake of what happened in Tunisia. What kind of order is there to these protests? What is the sense of those who are out in the street? What are they asking for?
They're essentially anti-government protests, and people have been asking for everything from an elimination of poverty to the end of the 30-year rule of Hosni Mubarak, to asking for prices to be lowered of staple products. So there are broad plans being placed by the people out in the streets.
We saw in the stock market, as you can imagine, the stocks tumbled the most in more than a year. Bonds also being impacted here. How is this affecting day-to-day life? How is this affecting business?
Well, I think the government is trying to portray that investors haven't gone off Egypt, but the reality is reflected in the stock market today, where some stocks were down as much as 12%. Is that investors, particularly foreign investors, are very are panicking, and the appetite for Egyptian assets, I think, is going to decline in the short term.
All right, Mahmoud, stay safe. Thank you for your reporting, and we'll continue to monitor the situation as those riots continue.